I was going to expose. Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. Everybody get exposed. Pray for all
I think we're on.
but it's the nail roll.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad to see you. It is Saturday, April 24th here on the Amazing Grace Sports Network on WEZE in Boston. And I'm joined here with Magic.
Good morning, Boston, and wherever you might be, coming at you from Atlanta, Georgia.
All right.
Keeping you informed.
Yeah, with all the things they never knew and why.
All right, let's get it going.
Let's get it going.
Mr. Clay, lead us in prayer.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mr. Eric James was supposed to be here, but since he's not here, you guys are going to have to just take mine. Father, we come to you definitely in gratitude because we're here today once again. We're here to live, breathe, and eat, drink, sleep, and enjoy ourselves. We're here to enjoy the weather, the clouds, the air, the sun, the wind. We're glad that you blessed us with this time that we could live and we could get together and we could talk to one another and be around one another. We ask that you continue to bless us with abundance, prosperity, life, happiness, and wealth in all areas of our life. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going. Let's see what we got today in history. Let me press the button and see what we get.
Today in history. This guy. We
God,
around too many buttons, and this is what we get, guys. This is what we get when we let Clay around too many buttons. But today in history, what we got?
We have today in history. That's a good question. Let me see what we got there. You see anything today in history?
Going back over 150 years to dig into who won the Beacon Open. National Championship men's tennis.
Yeah. 1883. 1883. We have the U.S. National Championship in men's tennis. You know where it was held? It was held in Newport, Rhode Island. Where Kevin, our producer, is going later on today. And two-time defending champion. Yeah. Two-time defending champion. Richard Sears won his third straight U.S. National Championship, beating James Dwight by a score of 6-2, 6-0, and 9-7. The question is, how many U.S. National Championships did Sears win?
And guess who has the answer?
I thought you guys prepped for this. I thought you guys were going to come with the answer on this one.
Did he win 7?
Okay. Hey, Marlon, raise your volume up so we can hear you when you answer because we know that you have the answer. So we're not getting enough volume on you.
You're not getting enough volume. Okay, let's try.
No, we need more volume. More volume.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Sound check. Hello.
We got you. Okay.
Okay. So I think we got what, 7?
He got 7.
Still low.
He got 7. He got 7 national champions in a row. He got his first one at the Beacon Park Open, which is in Beacon Park in Boston in October of 1883. You know, that's that 3-year difference. 1880. He won his third one in 1883. So bada boom, he was right there. And he was undefeated in the U.S. championships, won 7 consecutive ones, beginning when he was a student at Harvard. All right. Everybody had enough of Richard?
Just these two.
Right. We'll give some applause to that. I don't know if the applause button is working.
Yeah. Coming to the 20th century.
We're going to work on the 20th century now. All right. Next, we have on today in history, the U.S. National Championship. Okay, in 1925, Helen Wills Moody beats Kitty McCain of England for her third straight U.S. singles title. Helen Moody was an American and just beating the Brits, yeah, that's what we do. How many national championships did Helen Moody win?
I would say more than one.
Yeah, you're right. She did win more than one. I think we have a picture. Where's Helen here? Do we have a picture?
Still batting 1,000.
Yes, you are. You know, we really missed. Hold on a second, everybody, because we have to show everybody a picture of Dick Sears, Richard Sears. You got to see this.
All righty, let's go. All right, those of us who can't hear or can't see what's going on, just try to pull up a picture of the guy.
Look at that.
Look
at that uniform.
Totally ancient.
Can you see that?
Man, Marlon, I can't hear you at all.
Well, we can hear you, but we can see the picture. There's a guy holding a tennis racket, and he looks like he's wearing a prison jumpsuit.
People walking down the street with a tennis racket.
He's wearing a matching hat, too.
Yeah, so we can win.
And Marlon, you're still very low. But let's get into Helen Willis Moody here. And we don't have a picture of her. Somehow it didn't come up. All right. Well, Helen Willis won 5 consecutive championships. 5 consecutive championships. And 8 Wimbledons, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I thought she was small because all the pictures I ever saw of her face was cropped and they made her look small. But she was a big girl. She stood about 5'8", weighed about, what is there, a dog in the background here?
Hey.
Oh, gosh. All right, guys, we're going to have to get this together here. We have to get this together.
Hey, Mo, put him back in the house.
All right.
The basement goes over.
Okay.
Let's move on. We live, man.
Let's move on. Okay, we got Sir Garfield. We got today in history in 1973, we got Sir Garfield Sobers from Barbados. He's a Barbadian cricketer. And Sir Garfield was renowned for hitting 6 sixes. And he scored his 26th and last Test cricket ton 150 versus England's at Lord. Okay. And wow. The question is, what is a sixes equivalent in baseball?
Tell you what, why don't you tell us?
I guess I have to. This is why I send these things out early in the morning so people can read them. But here we go. The equivalent to a 6 in baseball is a home run. They call it
the equivalency is what in cricket to baseball is. So if you get a 6 in cricket, it's like hitting a home run in baseball.
Right.
Okay.
Who knew? Maybe we can have somebody call in and tell us about cricket stuff, so that we'll get a bigger overview of what cricket is.
Right. That's the interesting thing about Boston. There's a lot of folks in the Caribbean that play cricket, and they used to play over there off of Talbot Ave over there in Franklin Field.
Franklin Field.
I've never played cricket, so I don't know what a 6 is. I don't know what a home run, the equivalent of a home run would be, but
it's called a 6. Now you know.
Okay.
Now you know.
Now we know. Let's go.
All right. And in 2018, we have Serena Williams wearing her all-black Nike catsuit, and she was banned. It was banned. She came onto the court. They let her wear it once or twice, and then they said, no more. You can't wear that catsuit. You can't look like you're coming off the runway. So they banned the catsuit. I don't know how anybody feels about that. I don't know if she was too upset about it, but I think she was wearing it because she had just had a baby, and she was wearing all black to make herself look slimmer and feel slimmer. But the question is, who won the 2018 French Open? I mean, on the female side.
Serena?
Nah, she didn't win it. They took away her costume. She lost her powers. Does anybody read this? Evan, do you have an answer for this? Can somebody give me an answer? No, it was Simone Halep. Simone Halep.
Never heard of her.
Oh, gosh. Well, you're not supposed to hear her. You're supposed to prep for the show.
Hey, teacher.
Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean King.
All right,
Chris
teacher.
Everett. All right. We can move on from today in history.
All right.
We'll move
Can
on
you give
to
us a
the
big applause
Patriots.
for moving on?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna,
all
yeah,
right.
you're gonna we're
Let's
gonna
talk
get some.
about something we all really know about. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you that they have books and they have internet, so you can research all the things you never knew in life and thereby be prepared. Okay, that's what life is about. Life is about going outside of what they give you to go find out life on your own terms, just for your knowledge. Okay, we move on.
All right, let's talk
The
about the New
Patriots.
England Patriots. Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
The New England Patriots had a few preseason games, and they had some learning to do about the personnel that they've selected, the personnel that they have running the organization, the personnel that's going to be coaching this talent. They got a lot of learning to do. It looks like we've gotten to a point where we can kind of see what they want to do, how well they'll be successful, how much success they'll have. That's the question.
Got a lot of air in here.
Yeah. So the New England Patriots, they let Drake May yesterday
Yeah, where?
play a little bit more. Not yesterday.
Sure.
I think they played on Thursday. Drake May played on Thursday.
No, they're gonna play today. I mean, last Thursday they played. Last Thursday or Friday they played, but they're gonna play today at 8.
Okay, so I like Drake May, but we've been here before because we like Mac Jones when Mac Jones had his first year. I like what I see in Drake May. I will say that. Now I know we have a whole conversation about whether or not they should have drafted Drake May third draft picks, but the fact is we got Drake May. He's there. He's going to be there. We don't know whether or not Jacoby Brissett is a guaranteed starter at day one at this point because he hasn't looked very well. He didn't look like Jacoby Brissett can look. Drake May looks like he actually has some potential. I mean, he's done pretty well during the practices, and he's done pretty well in some of the games. So we'll see whether or not he actually beats out Jacoby Brissett for that game.
I disagree. Drake May has not looked good in practice. He's looked terrible. They panned him. They said he was terrible in practice. They said it would look like a train wreck waiting to happen. So that's what we got out of practice. Just last week, they were saying it.
Oh, are they saying it or are you saying? Because I'm just saying what I see. I'm just letting you know. He doesn't look like he's ready, to be honest with you. But based on what we're seeing from the quarterback play, it's a possibility that he could beat out Jacoby Brissett. He actually has some potential, and he's thrown some deep balls. I know you like to have the deep ball. You don't like Tua because Tua only throws 10 yards.
Yeah, I give him 25 yards at the max.
But Drake May has been.
Oh, we got to upgrade. We got to upgrade.
Yeah, well, I'm not sold on Drake May. And okay, but you say there's progress. So there's been progress. So there's been progress in the quarterback area. How about on offense? Just wide receivers, running backs. What we got?
Wide receivers. I think we have some talent. We got some receivers that can actually stretch that defense now. We didn't before. We got Parker. We got Polk back there. They still have Kendrick Bourne, who's proven. He had a pretty good year last year. So
really,
I think from the receiver standpoint, I think they have some decent receivers. Let's talk about the receivers in the NFL right now that are free agents. Let's talk about what they would cost or what they'll do to your team. CD.
Well, I'm not saying that. Let's just concentrate on the Patriots first.
Right.
Because we're going to move on down the line to the running backs. What do we got for running backs? Have we seen progress there?
Okay, so so we'll move on and come back to running backs. I have not seen a heck of a lot of talent back there. I know we still have Ramondre Stevens. I personally would have brought back Zeke Elliott. Wouldn't have cost a lot. He went to Dallas.
Gone.
Cheap.
Dallas got him.
Good insurance. I'm not sure what we got in the backfield. I'm not sure what I see back there, but right now. This is not a league driven by running back, so
Running
we
backs.
have enough to get through whatever it is you
Let's
want
see
to
if
do
we
with your offense.
We got
Eric.
Stevenson and
Eric,
we
you
got
got something to
Gibson in
say?
the running back. Huh?
Stevenson and Gibson. Wasn't Gibson with Washington?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
can honestly tell you that I have not seen any excitement in the backfield at all. I mean, I don't
Honesty.
know
That's
what
what we
to make
want.
of what's back
Honesty.
there. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know whether or not these guys are lacking certain talents that's necessary to make your offense a little bit more powerful when you have some options, when you can.
Well, they don't have much of an offensive line, is what I'm told. That the offensive line can't block out a turtle.
The offensive line looks decent when they run certain plays. When they're running play, they're not looking like they are going to be able to do much more than maybe do some pocket protection. But, when these defenses run certain schemes, I think that offensive line is going to get exposed because I don't see any real scheme in terms of blocking certain types
So
of
you're saying they're terrible?
I'm saying that they got a lot of learning. I'm saying they have a lot of learning.
They got a lot of
Terrible is when you
Ah.
have
work to
3 or
do.
4 years. Yeah, terrible is when you have 3 or 4 years of the same thing. This is a whole new learning curve for this entire.
Wait a second, guys. They were 4-12 or something like that, right? Or 5-12 last year. So I'd say they're
Under
terrible, and they were
Belichick.
terrible the year before.
No, under Belichick. It was a whole new
Yeah, I'm
coaching
just
scheme
saying.
now.
Yeah, we're looking at an entirely different organization, basically. The only thing that's the same is the uniforms and a handful.
Well, they got the same name too, the Patriots.
Yeah, they have the same name. That's correct. But what we're talking about is what they're doing with. You asked about the offense,
patrons.
and the patrons. Well, some of those are kind of different too. But I mean, as far as the offense, we're not going to be very competitive, especially in the AFC East. We're going to get blown out a few times, but I think the defense is probably
That's exciting.
The defense is probably what
Okay.
you want to try to look a little bit excitement. I don't know. Maybe not.
But even with good,
this Eric, you win.
Even with good defense, if you got nobody to, get the ball into the end zone, we got issues. We got issues all the way around. I think coming down towards the end of the preseason, they got to look at some of the free agencies out there and correct some of their wrong to adjust and get stronger in the locations they need to, like the offensive line. Out there, running back and free agent, you got still got Cook out there. Delvin Cook, he's out there. So, I mean, you got Cook, you got Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt's
so
out
there's
there.
A few cats out there running back.
Cleveland let him go.
Yep. Latavius
Murray, yeah.
There.
Oh, they got some.
McKinnon.
Yeah, there'll be some. They're not going to pick anybody up. This team. Listen, I am so negative on this team. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I am so negative on this team. I want you guys to be positive, just to balance out my negative. I really do, because I have seen nothing from this team that shows me that they're ready for prime time. As far as management goes, not really the players, because I know the players are going to give 100% all the time. If you're a player, once you step out on the field or the court or whatever, the cricket field, you're giving 100% because you want to win. So I'm not going to blame the players on this, but management, oh my gosh, that's what I think about management. They're going to play tonight. Who's going to get the lion's share of the, of the reps? What do you guys think? Brissett, May. We can barely hear you, Marlon.
I don't know why I'm so low, because I hear you guys clearly. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be Drake May.
We think it's your AirPods.
Okay, I'll take those off. Okay.
Hey, let's real quick. 844-249-5247.
How about now?
Anybody want? Oh,
much
great.
better.
Okay, you guys can hear me now. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you got you now.
I thought we took care of that during the prepping, but nevertheless, I think it's going to be Drake May. I think he's going to get the lion's share of it. Zappy, you got him on that list as to whether or not he's even a part of the quarterback room. We know he's not going to be. We know that we know what we have as far as the quarterback for the for the offense. They might get crazy and put Drake May in there. I don't think they should. But I think it's a possibility they'll look at that option.
Okay. Actually, the game's tomorrow night. I'm just ahead of time, but actually it's tomorrow night, so Sunday night. What I'm thinking about is you say they know it. I can't, listen, I'm not going to talk about it because the quarterback situation is driving me batty. So, Eric, what do you think? Who's going to get the lion's share of the reps tonight? Brissett, May, Milton, Zappy?
I think Brissett will get it. They've been looking at him a lot. They don't want no injuries at the end of the preseason.
Better put Zappy out there,
it would
man.
be foolish though. Yeah, they should put Zappy out there and showcase him for the remainder of what he's going to be. I'm sure they're going to let him go.
Yeah,
but I mean,
well,
all around. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, we have to talk. We're going to talk about the quarterback situation as far as them playing the first year anyway. So let's grab Wayne in and see if we have an FS report. Wayne, what do we got? Wayne?
Well, they're still practicing right now. Their race is tomorrow. Today is their second practice for the Dutch Grand Prix. But I'm also calling in today about my captain, Jaylen Brown, who looked like he wanted the season to start like yesterday.
What are you talking about? What happened?
With the basketball, Jaylen Brown for the Celtics, he wants the season to start like yesterday. So I got a feeling we're going 82-0.
Oh, really? He was doing an interview about the season?
Well, I know he's been on the radio dropping lyrics about Nike and just do it and yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. It's gonna be. We saw him in his cat suit. Go ahead, Marlon.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about that down here. So I'd like to hear it. So if you guys in Boston, send me some clips about what you hear about Jaylen Brown saying about Nike.
Yes, and
yeah, he got a song that just came out recently.
A song?
You can probably
he's rapping now.
I heard.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he's.
This is crazy. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Whatever.
The fire
he's
is
rapping
on.
now, huh?
The fire is on right now on the Celtics, boy. Everybody's on fire right now. Tatum and Jaylen Brown gonna be untouchable this season. They're
going to go crazy on these people, man.
No respect, like
certainly not for the same reasons.
But next week, next week I'll have a report for you by next week about the F1.
All right. Give us a report on the F1. We'll keep going on the football and see what we can hash out about Jaylen Brown in this rapping.
And I like your take on the cricket. I grew up playing cricket in Trinidad, and Gary Sobers was a mean batsman.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Reaching the people, stepping out of what we're just used to, and getting out there and going on the internet and finding out what's out there. That's what we have to do, people. That's what we have to do, guys. We just can't stick to regular stuff.
That was my first sport growing up, coming from Trinidad, and then I got into baseball, and then back and forth. But yes.
and Sobers hit a 6 over, which means he just didn't hit a 6. He hit him over the fence.
He was running, making runs up and down the place, up and down the pitch.
Yeah.
Have a great day, guys.
We should play cricket. All right, man. I think we should play cricket.
We'll be playing it very slowly.
It's a game that takes days to get a ruling, and it takes a long time to complete a game.
Oh gosh!
Really?
Oh gosh!
Oh gosh! It goes for a couple of days, huh?
Wow. Later.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Wayne.
Right.
Thanks for that.
Goodbye.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. Our number
Gary,
one more time, callers, is 844-249-5207. 844-249-5247. Call in with whatever you got on your mind.
Hey, Eric, you want to tell people while you're outside?
Okay.
And tell us, because
outside. What do you really like?
All righty. Well, Eric can't tell us what's outside.
Panda.
Let's get back to football.
Getting
Let's get back to football. Let's talk about those New England Patriots. Let's get back to those New England Patriots. We're on the radio. Let's go. We on the radio.
Okay.
We got to get these
Yes,
thoughts
sir.
out
Yes,
about
sir.
these New England Patriots because we got a lot to talk
Okay.
about.
What do we got about the Patriots? The Patriots. You got them. What you got? What you got, Marlon?
I'm just gonna let you guys know that this is definitely a learning curve. We are spoiled, and Clay, we know you're frustrated, and rightfully so. But this is what it is. This is a rebuild. The organization has to figure out what they want. I think we'll be competitive to some degree. I don't think we'll look as bad as people think we're going to look, but we're not going to win very many games, which is okay. That's fine. I don't think we should go out there and break the bank trying to sign a big name and agency. So they're not going to sign one of these high-priced receivers. Don't look for that. They're not going to go out there and try to sign somebody that's going to give you a big splash in any part of this team. I think what they're trying to do is build with what they have. They got a third-round pick for Judon. I think that's good because right now the teams they want the bank for nothing. So to get a third-round pick, we know what we can do with a third-round pick. So I think we have to look at what's coming, take what we got this year, and look at the rest of the league. We're going to see how well they look when they sit there and break the bank trying to sign these receivers.
The Patriots.
Hey, have you ever been to a game with Clay? Marlon?
I probably
You ever
would.
been to a game with Clay?
I probably would just say just once in Miami years ago down in Miami.
Yeah, he's very passionate, and sometimes you got to kind of change your seat.
Hey, listen, we went down to Miami about years ago, and I think it was about 25 of us. I don't think one person sat next to Clay.
Well, it could have been what I was,
That's why.
Maybe I didn't take a shower that day.
That's why he can accept. He can't accept the rebuild of the Patriots because he's so spoiled and winning. And even at games, if we're not winning, he's worse. Like, dude. So yeah. So just to give you a little clarification of why he's so on the Patriots right now.
Right. Okay. But thanks.
They had a golden chance. And
thanks for that
update.
Well. Listen, guys, we got to keep moving with this schedule. We got to talk about that list that Clay put out about the NFL quarterbacks, and he has a long list of people. He's got a long list of quarterbacks that he says is unproven. I think that's kind of interesting. Clay, why don't you give us what you got on proven quarterbacks in the NFL?
Well, what we have is quarterbacks that are picked in the first round or very early second round who started early in their career, started games like within the first 4 games, they were already starting of their first year. And quarterbacks who were not starting, quarterbacks who didn't start till later on in the season, like after the 12th game, or not until their second season. And what we came up with was some interesting data on what happens when a quarterback, or the number of quarterbacks who started early and then have not lasted more than 5 years in the league. I'm trying to get to that information now. We'll have it for you. Just to say the data was not good. Okay, as far as starting them early. As Mac Jones. Okay, let's give Mac Jones for an example. Mac Jones started his first year, and then he regressed after that for the rest of his season until they ran him out of town. So we went 10 years back. Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles was picked number 3. Teddy Bridgewater, number 32. Jimmy Garoppolo, number 62. Johnny Manziel, number 22. Derek Carr, 36. And with this, there are some injury dates. Blake Bortles was not injured, but he started week 4. They thought they had something there. The closest he would ever come to anything is I think it was a conference game. I don't think it was a total AFC conference game. I think it was a divisional game. And then he would be out the league in 5 or 6 years. The rest of these guys, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't start, so he's still around. That's from 2014. And Derek Carr, he is number 36. He started week 1, and his game has gone down ever since also. Now, this goes to 2015, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was number 1. He started week 1. Same thing. Marcus Mariota, drafted number 2, started week 3. Career has gone downhill since their rookie year. They've never reached any of the heights that they had their rookie year. So at the end, what I found is one of the 35 quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round, second round since 2014, only 13 remain as starters. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, Jeff Goff, Justin Herbert, Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Pat Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Tua Tags, and Deshaun Watson. But only Hurts, Love, and Mahomes are legit starters coming in healthy from last year and are viewed as different makers. The rest are unproven, which is Herbert, Lawrence, Murray, Tags, Carr, Goff, Jones, Watson, or Wilson. And of those 13, 6 are coming back from injury. Burrow, Herbert, Jones, Lawrence, Murray, and Tags. He was injured late last year. So it seems that they are more injury prone when you start them early, and they don't make as good of a lasting impression like Mahomes, Love, or Hurts.
Interesting that you come up with that, because
Say
this is
that.
now a
Would you
quarterback.
say that from? Go ahead, Marlon.
Go ahead,
I didn't
Eric.
hear you.
Well, I was saying it was kind of interesting that he's talking about the injuries of the quarterbacks, because this is a running league now, right? Your quarterback has to be mobile. So a lot of these quarterbacks, like Deshaun Watson, he's going to have injuries. I don't think it has anything to do with putting him in the league too soon. I just think he's a quarterback that he gets hit a lot. But I wouldn't say he's not proven. He's proven. So I wouldn't put him on the proven list. I wouldn't put Joe Burrow on the unproven list. There's still a lot that he can do. He's got a lot of upside. I think there's a lot of potential there. But I think he's proven. I also think that Justin Herbert is proven. He just hasn't had a very good situation out there in LA. He had I think his first season under Coach Lynn, who got let go. They let this other guy come in. I forget his name, but he was a quarterback. I mean, he was a coach that just, if you want to say somebody's unproven, the coach was unproven. Jameis Winston, I think there's a lot left out there on him, so I would put him on that list. There's just a lot of people you had on that unproven list that I probably would say maybe, given opportunities, it might look a little different, because we know what it looks like when you don't have any stability. It looks like Mac Jones, and Mac Jones clearly didn't have any stability. Mac Jones last night when he played last night against Atlanta, he looked like a quarterback that you might want to actually allow to run your hits in a lot of.
Okay,
So,
well, when I say
unproven,
unproven,
yeah, go ahead.
when I say unproven, which Burrow's not on, what I mean is that and this is tough to say because Goff, actually did go to the Super Bowl against the Patriots in 2018. But it seemed like it was more magic and mirrors than anything else with Goff. Goff didn't seem to be a difference maker as a quarterback, as far as what I could see. Murray's on there. Lawrence is on there. Unproven. Herbert, unproven. I don't think he's had more than a game over as far as in the winning column of being a good quarterback. I mean, there's been flashes, but definitely unproven. Hasn't taken the Chargers anywhere. Tua Tags, unproven. I mean, there's a lot of hype. Yeah, he signed a big contract, but has he done anything in the playoffs? No. Derek Carr either. So Deshaun Watson either. So we can say what we want, that they've had some success, but they're improving as difference makers on their team as far as taking them into the playoffs.
Well, some of the differences are, one being how they're coached, two being, are they coming from college with injuries, and three is they're meeting a whole nother level of playing football. So some can come like Patrick Mahomes, can come and bounce right in and do a complete season, and his body can take it. But others,
But
their
he didn't do a
bodies begin to
complete
break.
season. He came in late. He didn't play until his 12th game. They didn't bring him in. They had Alex,
Okay,
another guy in
so
there.
then
So
that's coaching.
he's one of the guys that showed that he should come in
So then
late.
that's coach. That's right. So then that's the coaching. So like I said, it's a different philosophy for every team on how they bring their new quarterbacks in and how they mature them. And you can't mature them too quickly because it's a
That
whole
would
nother
be
level of getting hit out there.
yeah, it's a whole nother level because once they get hurt and hit, like Mac Jones did his first year, they don't look the same the second year. They're more gun shy. And Tom Brady did an
Yeah.
interview a couple of days ago, and I think Marlon sent it to me. He sent me the video in which they're talking about Tom Brady, which he says they should not play a rookie quarterback his first year. He said it's ridiculous. You know, my thing is, I've already come to that conclusion that you should not play a rookie quarterback until late. In when the games it doesn't really matter, like 12th game, 13th game on. Okay, then maybe you want to bring him in a lot, and maybe you want to start him the 14th game when there's only 3 games left. He has seen enough in the NFL. He knows how to prepare himself. He can make adjustments to get out the way, get rid of that ball quickly. He won't have all that on his mind beginning the first game. He'll see what happens to the starting quarterback when does not get rid of the ball, and that would be impetus enough to get rid of the ball. I also think that rushing them in and trying to learn a new playbook against the intricate defenses of the NFL, you're putting too much on these guys to play, and we should know this. I'm always amazed that every year they grab somebody early, like a Drake May or whatever, and of course they know it's going to be put out there that we should start him. Fans are going to say that because you're having a disastrous year, but it's been my calculations also that no matter if you go with the guy that you've been with, be it Trubisky when they pulled him for Pickett, or be it Jacoby Brissett, if you pull him for Pickett, 6th, 7th game of the year, you're not going to the playoffs with the rookie. So why get him beat up and hurt? You might as well leave the guy in there that you signed up for the job and get it done.
I like everything you said.
So
It sounds like you're reading it, but
It sounds like I'm doing what?
Good, Mal. Reading it.
yeah, no, I said I agree with everything you said. I said it sounded like you were reading it, but but if I didn't know it, but I'd say you were reading it. But we've had this conversation, so I know you.
Right.
I know those are your general sentiments. So I get what you're saying. I agree with you. Look, we have a perfect example. You got the quarterback that came out of Michigan. What's his name? JJ McCarthy. He's injured and done for the season out there in Minnesota. I agree with you.
It might be the best thing that happened to him.
Right.
Right.
I think you're right. I wouldn't say the best thing, but it's probably going to be beneficial. But I believe it should be Jacoby Brissett. But I'm just saying that there's a chance that they could look at Drake May based on what they see in their quarterback room. I wouldn't agree that he should start. I think it should be Jacoby Brissett. Let him get out there and figure out what they want to do with that offense, because we know he can get out there and play NFL ball. We just need him to play at a higher level than what we've seen so far. So I agree with you. It should not be Drake May.
Should not be Drake May.
No, definitely.
Eric,
and
what do you think about it?
We have yet to see what they're actually going to do. So maybe they just in letting people see spots. A very good player, and kind of rein him in there slowly, which is the thing to do. Because the last thing did right now, this first year,
Right.
But you got to trust that offense over. They still not dead.
If that's the case, they shouldn't play him at all.
Throws and how. But now they got to get clobbered. Their steps together, what if the coaches are affected? So I mean, it's a lot on their plate as a rookie. The stuff the first year. So you're right. I mean, get them in there a couple of games, let them feel it, but nothing to even know how it's going to go until we see it.
Nothing too soon. Nothing too soon.
Listen, there's a lot of headache that comes with being successful too, because there are teams right now that are trying to get that one player that's going to make them competitive or put them over the top. And right now, you're looking at these receivers. Right now, they're divas, right? We got Jamar Chase, we got C.D. Lamb, and we have Brandon Ayuk. You will break your entire bank signing one of those guys right now. But if you're trying to get over the hump, you might entertain paying those guys.
Oh yeah. Well, good luck to them.
I mean, it's not a Patriot problem. So let's look for our blessings and not our headaches right now.
You're right. You're right. There are some blessings in all this. We get to sit back and we know that they're not going to, win. So we get to just watch the games without any anticipation to see who plays good and who doesn't play good. I guess there's a blessing in that.
Right. You could be Jerry Jones and have to figure out whether or not you're going to sign Dak Prescott.
Oh gosh, no one should sign Dak. Dak, I love you, but Dak. Well, anyway, we got 15 minutes to go, so we're going to move on to the Red Sox because we have our little devotional video at the end. Kevin, have you changed your mind on the Red Sox yet?
In what way?
That they should have went out and got some decent pitching when they had the chance.
We're still going to talk about this. So, Clay, we're approaching a month since the trade deadline. So I put that in the rear view mirror maybe a week after the trade deadline. I'm not harping on this very long. I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I guess at this point. You really can't look back. The Red Sox right now find themselves
we're 12-13 over the last 25 games.
Yep.
Yeah. Worse than 500.
Yep.
Yeah.
3.5 back of now Minnesota.
Yeah.
For the Kansas City has leapfrogged Minnesota in the wild card. So with just over a month to go in the season, obviously the Red Sox had a better end of their first half than they have start of the second half, and into the latter part of the season here. I don't want to make excuses. They have had one of the toughest schedules this year.
I don't want any excuses. They should have traded and got some help for the pitching.
Yeah, we can talk about
what place?
They have had a murderous schedule.
Are they in third?
They're in third place in the American League East, but they're
okay.
Yeah, but they're out of the wild card now.
Well, the division is either going to be the Yankees or the Orioles. We knew that. I knew that going into the year. They're on they're still in a position to make the wild card if they continue to play well. But at this point in the season where they stand, and with the way Kansas City and Minnesota have both played consistently throughout the year, and both teams have played very well in a weak division. And you could have actually one of the weakest divisions.
But we're talking about whether right now would they make the playoff?
I think they'd make the playoffs right now?
Yeah. Would they right now if the season ended? Would they make the playoffs?
Well, on paper, no, because they're 3.5 back. But even if they were to continue where they were and see how the season shakes out, I just don't see it.
Well, they're not going to do that because ever since the All-Star break, they are 12-13. They are less than 500. So
this team has shown spurts where they can go on a run. We have seen that.
Yeah. Well.
Now, I don't doubt they would do it again. However, and you still have some time left, but a lot of stuff has to go your way. I mean, there are teams in years past that have been 9 games out of the wild card, and they've gone on to with
a month ago.
Yep. Do we want to talk about September 2011?
No.
Remember that?
We only have a little bit of time.
Marlon remembers.
We only have a little bit of time. Let's just move on.
Well, listen.
We've got some time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marlon.
I agree with everything that's been said so far. They have some offense. They've had a murderous schedule coming out of the All-Star break. They played pretty much every team that we're expected to make the playoffs. I mean, they've had a tough schedule. They are playing less than 50 ball right now. I think there's a chance. But realistically, I just don't think they have enough to get over the hump to get past teams that are playing consistently, like Kansas City and Minnesota. They're playing consistent ball. The Red Sox are not playing consistent.
Well, guys, we know that.
So
we know that, but I adjudicate that. I direct it on the fact that management did not go out and help them at the All-Star game. They knew after the All-Star break, or even during it, because they knew what their needs were. Management is at fault.
It's not the team to invest in. But anyway, the They got blown out last night at home
12
against
to 2.
the Diamondbacks, a team that has played very well and is trying to win a division as well out there and leapfrog the Dodgers.
They probably went out and got help at the All-Star
could happen.
trade.
Well, yeah, they did.
They probably did. Yeah, they probably were proactive.
Two totally different teams going in different directions. But
Obviously.
anyway,
Totally agree.
The season, the schedule rather, after Arizona, the series ends on Sunday. If the Red Sox are to make a big jump here, these next 2 weeks are critical. You have series against the Blue Jays, who are playing under 500 and are not going to be making the playoffs. Then you have the Detroit Tigers in the same way. You go to Queens to play the Mets, and then you have the lowly Chicago White Sox. So that's 4 series right there. And after the White Sox, the Red Sox will have the Baltimore Orioles. So that takes you into sort of that early mid-September time frame where things get really critical. So if the Red Sox are able,
and don't forget that, don't they have the Yankees in September?
Yep,
yes.
exactly
So that's not going to happen.
Well, what I'm saying is, if the Red Sox are to leapfrog either Minnesota or Kansas City, these series upcoming are critical. They need to win. I can't see you're not going to sweep all of them, but you need to win out most of them, if not all, to have a shot. And you hope that either Minnesota or Kansas City have a cold spot here. The good thing is that the team behind the Red Sox in the wild card, the Seattle Mariners, a team that played really good ball in the first half, just fired their manager a couple days ago.
That's right, they did.
And have seen their lead in the AL West
go down,
disappear and go down. And shockingly enough, the Houston Astros once again find a way to take control of that division. So
that's the real team, those Houston Astros.
Well, they're cheaters too, but we'll be watching this very closely.
Kevin, while we got you on, just one more thing, okay? Alex Cora, I think he's a great, fantastic coach, and you disagree. I want to know why.
I was a big fan in 2018. Obviously, we won a World Series and one of the best records in Red Sox history. Watching him in games after that, I questioned some of his, and this has nothing to do with his role with the Astros. I mean, that is what it is, and I'm not sure bringing him back was the best thing. But anyway, some managerial decisions that he's made with the bullpen. The Red Sox under him have not played well defensively. I don't think he does a good job setting a lineup and setting a bullpen. My own opinion, and I know the Red Sox ownership clearly doesn't agree with me because they just signed him to a 3-year extension. I know a lot of fans are happy with them. I'm not happy with them. I'm just sort of indifferent about him.
Okay, all right, Marlon, what's your say on Alex Cora?
Well, I agree that there's been some questionable decisions that he's made.
What?
I've actually been left scratching my head at some of the decisions that he's made, but it's like watching. I don't want to compare him to Bill Belichick, but when you got a coach that has a championship, you tend to trust a little bit more in what they're doing rather than understand what they're doing. So I think that Alex Cora right now is one of the best coaches in the league. I don't know whether or not there's any young, talented coaches that I would look at other than Alex Cora right now. The only coach that I think we love more than him is Terry Francona, and we know why we like Terry Francona. So I don't know whether or not there's anybody else I'd like to see out there running this team than Alex Cora right now.
Got any thoughts on this one, Eric?
All right.
Eric?
Well, I like him. I did a great job, but again, we're talking about a players, so it looks like to him. So it's all a matter of putting up more pieces. They would be a bomb team.
It sounds like
they're doing well.
It sounds like either you're flipping a burger right now, or you just don't know what you feel about him.
You're flipping a burger. Well, I'm going to say this. I think Alex Cora is one of the greatest coaches that the Red Sox have had. He's made some inserts.
Really?
Because he's made inserts of pinch hitters who, for no reason at all, miraculously come through and get hits. I can't figure it out. And they always say the same thing. When Cora put me in there, he said, this guy's going to do this to me. And he did it, and I took care of it. You know, I hit a home run or I got the hit. So Cora is a great manager from what I can see. And he's won 3 championships with Boston, hasn't he?
No, he's won one.
Just
He's
one?
won
They've only
one.
been in the they've only been in the playoffs twice since he's been here.
Hey, Alex, man, come on, pick it up. We need 3 out of you so you can be a great manager. You're making me look bad.
But I think Alex Cora does have more than one ring with the Red Sox. He just got.
He
one
was the
of
bench coach for Houston,
Yeah.
which again should have been taken away, but that's another story.
Oh, just hating on Houston.
Well, they're a bunch of cheaters.
Well, we're gonna leave from cheating and we're gonna go into something inspirational. This is from no, I got this from Marlon in an indirect way because he sent a video before in which it talks about athletes in action. And I investigated the video. We played it about 3 weeks ago. It's a great video on Corinthians. And I found that Athletes in Action has a lot of videos that are biblical. And we are going to get into this one.
I'm a 4-time Olympian, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the verse of the day. It comes from 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought a good fight, I have stayed the course, and I have finished the race. When I finished my race in 2000 at the Olympic Games, I thought that I was going to get a gold medal. That did not happen, and I was so upset because I trained my mind, my body, and my spirit so many years, and I fell short of my mark. I know you understand that as well because at work, sometimes you do all you can and you don't get the promotion. But there are times in our lives when we do have victories. But no matter what you're going through, I encourage you to look up because when you look up, God is going to say to you that it is not about getting the gold medal from the Olympic Games. It's about getting the gold medal of life. And you do that by learning the word, by listening to the word, and by living the word. May God give you strength and give you peace beyond all understanding as you fight a good fight, as you finish the race, and as you keep the faith. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Well, she did better than my opening prayer. I'll tell you that one, Eric, because you weren't here. It was pretty weak. But what do you guys think of that? Fighting the race and the ultimate prize.
Well, that's life.
Coming off
You're
of the
fighting
Olympics.
daily. You know.
Yeah, we got a little delay, so it's a little hard for us to really get a flow. But coming off of the Olympics, I think people can probably, correlate some of the efforts that they have in life and kind of reflect back on what they saw in the Olympics going forward. I hope that you just keep trying. I mean, look at Noah Lyles. He won because a guy just let up a tad bit, a slight bit. Noah Lyles he'd be a silver medalist instead of a gold medalist, but he pushed all the way through, and the Jamaican kind of just let up a little bit. You keep pushing, keep pushing all the way through the fight.
Yeah, keep pushing. Run the race. Run the race.
To be successful.
To be successful. There's going to be disappointments in life. There's always going to be disappointments. You're going to think that you should have got this, you should have got that. A lot of these things are in our mind. But I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you this. When you try your hardest, you will never really be disappointed. You may not reach the mark that you wanted, but you will have learned and gained so much. And just by giving your all, by studying as much as you could, by preparing yourself as much as you could for whatever endeavor it is that you have as your goal, you will gain so much that it won't be a failure at all that you didn't make it. It would be a disappointment, but it will not be a failure. And the only way that it becomes a failure is if you give up and don't try again. So never give up, never surrender. Always keep going towards your goal. And not getting it at that time does not mean that you're a failure. It just means you haven't achieved it at that time. We got a minute, guys. What do you think?
Go ahead, Eric.
We had a few guys on here. Paul Martin, Dana Barrows, who gave us their story. It's amazing that we are athletes and we think they're going through, but to hear it from them and the heartfelt pain that they felt when they did the looks that they felt they should have got, that they didn't get the position they felt they should have got, but out and being we see them as, still stars, but they struggle, extremely talented people. So, I mean, but we got to continue to stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. Stay in the fight. Stay in the fight.
Get uplifted, rooted